Hello, and welcome back to the Eastern Conference Finals. For the first time since 1993, the New York Islanders are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. They survived this jersey. They survived that jersey. And now we're back. Ooh, let's talk about the game. Actually, first, let's talk about Oskar Lindblom. And let's give him a lot of credit, because what an achievement it is to get back into playing shape, let alone playing a game again this year, getting into playing shape fairly quickly, for the diagnosis of bone cancer that he had. So much credit to him. Unbelievable amount of work he must have done behind the scenes, obviously with chemo, and then to just to feel good every day, but then also to be able to go out and play playoff hockey, which is another beast entirely from regular season hockey. So, Oskar Lindblom, we salute you and hope that you're back next year at full strength. Okay, that being said, let's go into the game. All right, so first period, the Flyers get the first chance as the NBC ticker is still showing the starting lineups. Sean Couturier gets a puck off a Thomas Greiss play. That's the closest thing I'll come to calling it. That throws it up the boards. Couturier is waiting there. Couturier throws it towards the net. Get a tip from Voracek off the post. Greiss was swimming, and man, different game if that goes in, definitely. So the Flyers, despite the final score, get their chances early on in this one. They went unfinished, though. Shots were 4-1 Flyers. Greiss had to make a decent glove stop on a shot that got tipped in front, and those have been killer for us in the series. And going to Greiss, I think it was the right move, because from my perspective that I was talking about on Twitter, at Belmont Bunch, follow us. And also we had a little interaction with Steve Dangle today, so famous now. But going to Greiss. Greiss, I think I've come to believe, steals you more saves than Varley at his best. And Varley is about as good as what your defense is going to give you. And I think Barry Trotz probably looked at the fact that the defense didn't give enough in the last two games. They gave up enough chances. They didn't give enough of a cohesive effort for what is usually a very structured unit. And so I think that's probably what led to it. You got Greiss, who's not as balanced a goaltender in terms of like his style. He'll fly all over the place through the crease, and he did on that first one. And I honestly, Varley could have played tonight. We would have won. That's how good the defense was. So, Isles had a push about 8 to 10 minutes into the first period. The Flyers, who had been leading in shots, all of a sudden now the Islanders are pushing, and we're able to get a nice little cycle play around. Feels like a power play in the Flyer zone, and we get it to Scott Mayfield on the weak side. JVR had overcommitted down the middle to the Isles shooter at the point. And now Scott Mayfield gets to walk in with nobody on him, because you've got Barzal and you've got Lee tying Flyer players up in front. And now Mayfield's got all day to pick his shot and figure it out. Slides it, slips it close to top corner off the post and in. And it's 1-0 Islanders. And that's gigantic. We needed the first goal in this game after what the last two games have been. So after that, the Isles kind of went on a nice little tear possession-wise, and they would be rewarded with a second. You've got Brock handing it off to Brassard in the offensive zone. Brassard with some very smooth backward skating, gets it in deep. He's standing with in a good shooter's position. It's a tight angle, but there's not a lot of people on him. Again, the Islanders are doing a good job of trapping the Flyers' defense and forwards down low, close to the goal. So you're taking a little bit away from Carter Hart's perception. And You're able to slide that cross-ice pass. It gets through. Andy Green slips it in. It's 2-0. That would be all the scoring for the period. The Islanders would get close to a third on Carter Hart came out to play it, and there's a weird bounce that brings it out in front of a yawning Cage, but Hart is able to get back, and also the Islander, I think it was Brassard, wasn't able to get a lot on it. 2-0. You got to be happy with all of the effort after the first 8 or so minutes. Second period, the Isles continued to push really hard. You get a great opportunity where Brock gets in, great power move, gets around the defense, great bit of speed as well. Hart makes a good save in tight on a Brock backhander. Puck comes out to Bailey. Bailey finds a great trailing pinch by Leddy. Leddy gets a good shot off. It gets saved by Hart as well. Out of the air, off the rebound, Beauvillier slaps it out of the air and right into the post, and it's so close for the Isles. That was with an opportunity to increase the lead and maybe put Philly in the ground. Our second goal, I already talked. Sorry, that would have made it 3-0. We would get the third goal in that second period. A few minutes after that. Through a little bit of luck, Provorov he slips, falls into an Islander at the Islanders' defensive blue line. Isles pick up the puck, good stretch pass out, and you've got Bailey in on a 2-on-1 because Giroux probably thought he had Provorov over top in the coverage. Now it sounds like safety in football, if you will, and Giroux doesn't get back quickly enough to get on Brock Nelson on the back end of this 2-on-1. And Bailey, he delays. He's in a good shooting position, so Hart has to respect that. The Isles did a good job on almost every goal tonight of making Hart respect the pass and the shot, which was gigantic because it kind of hindered Hart's ability to cheat. And this one gets across to Bailey. Bailey gets it across to Brock. Brock finishes, and it's 3-0 after 2. You feel pretty good. Greiss really hasn't had to face much at all. I think 9 shots after 2. This felt like the Isles in 2015 in Washington against Barry Trotz when they were only able to muster, I think, 11 shots, but Franz Nielsen scored, so it's okay. And third period, not a ton of action. Isles get an empty netter. AV had to pull the goalie very early, understandably, because it doesn't matter in an elimination game if you lose by 3 or you lose by 4. Nobody cares about that, really. That was with like 6 minutes left. Beauvillier, that whole line gets a point there. The second line, Bailey, Brock, Beauvillier. And Isles get it done. They played an incredible game, especially considering Philly coming in had to be feeling pretty good. Now the Isles will be traveling to Edmonton. We know that Steven Stamkos is unlikely to play in this series against the Islanders. So should be a really interesting series. Clash of styles, even though the Islanders have been scoring a lot. It's a great defensive team against a great offensive team, but now the defensive team has found a scoring touch as well. We'll see. I think a lot of it will come down to Tampa, Vasilevsky. Tampa's not his first name. Andrei Vasilevsky, if he plays as well as he has been, they're in good shape, Tampa. Stamkos, they haven't been playing with him anyway. Braden Point is amazing. Nikita Kucherov feels like he still hasn't fully broken out. I went full Italian there. So, look out if he gets really going, because he's already scoring at a decent clip without playing his best hockey. And yeah, they're a dangerous team, but I feel like a little bit like we're playing with house money at this point, because, it's a pretty big upset. The Islanders are this far. I know the hockey guy picked them to go this far. Cheers. And I don't know, today's been a weird day on Twitter. We've had some backhanded compliments thrown our way. I would say don't engage with it, but then I'd be a hypocrite because I've engaged with it on Twitter. Maybe I'll stop though now because it's a little bit of bait, and I think I fell into a little bit of bait today a little bit. But let's just enjoy it. I'm going to try to enjoy it going forward. I'm just going to ignore the Twitter stuff about the boring and whatever because what does it matter? You know, we're still playing hockey, and if you find it fun, enjoy it. That's where I'm, you know, going to be going from for the rest of this. Behind me on the whiteboard, covered by jerseys, you're going to see the round 2 recap real soon. Keep it here for the recap. That'll probably be coming out Tuesday after the Monday night Islander Eastern Conference final game. And keep it tuned in. I'll be wearing a nicer jersey next time. I just wanted to accentuate what we've gone through. I don't have the Brooklyn one. I can't do it. Maybe at some point. But yep, we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe below. And keep the comments coming. It's a fun conversation to have, talking to people about hockey, because you know you're not getting that on some of the major outlets. So it's a little fun undercurrent. ESPN already screwed up that the Islanders moved on and not the Flyers. ESPN worldwide. I'm just going to stop now while I'm ahead. I burnt my tongue already at dinner. All right. We'll see you next time, and goodbye.